So, let's move on to Portugal now.
Okay, Portugal, alright, ranking of 5 in the world.
Yep.
Best performance was in 2004 when they
At
hosted
home,
it.
and the runners-up.
Runners-up lost to Greece.
Yep.
Qualification, they barely qualified. They really found it tough. Just to
Yeah,
qualify for the
no.
Euros.
I mean, they only qualified for the playoff on goal difference, and then they had to play a playoff with Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yep.
And
Well, they've just smashed them 6-2, I think.
6-2. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it wasn't the best qualifying campaign. One of the results included a 4-4 draw with Cyprus, and with all due respect, I don't know how you concede 4 goals against Cyprus. So things like that. It wasn't the best, but they got there. And
They got there. The coach Paulo Bento is only 42 years old,
Yeah.
and I think he's the youngest coach at Euro,
Okay.
which is for a national team coach is quite young because most national team coaches are at least in the late 40s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
So 42 is a very young coach. Well, as with all Portuguese teams, Portuguese teams are always compared to the golden generation of the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yep.
And obviously that generation's gone already. This one's not the same stand, not the same quality, but when you have a player like Cristiano Ronaldo,
Anything's possible.
anything is possible, really.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo. So when we look at when you look at the team, so it's very creative with Ronaldo, Nani, Mireles, Moutinho, Contrao, Quaresma. Like, but ever since Paletta retired, there has never been a striker of Portugal capable of putting in the goals.
Yep.
So I believe that in this tournament, Ronaldo's going to have to do what he does with Real Madrid and do a lot of the goal scoring.
Oh, Nani as well has to,
yeah.
have to help him out.
Help him out, do a lot of the goal scoring as well. And he's capable of that. We saw that this season.
Yep.
It was 53 goals this season. Was it for
Something like that.
Something like that.
ridiculous.
Real Madrid, so he can do that, but I have not seen him perform for Portugal like he does with Real Madrid or Manchester United back in the day. So
Yeah, well, he doesn't have the same players around him, but
Yeah,
but
that's the other thing. So I'm not sure about that.
But because he's obviously the best player in the team in Portugal.
Yeah.
This is the trap because he knows he's the best player. He will want to obviously take control of the ball. He might be more
He'll be screaming for the ball,
selfish.
that's for sure.
He might be more selfish. He might try to overdo things, do more than what he should be doing.
Yep.
So the danger here is that for Ronaldo, if he overdoes a lot of things, he just tries to get everything into his own hands and tries to do too much. If that happens, I don't see Portugal going too far.
Yeah.
He really has to. I mean, I know he's the best player. He has to do a lot of things, but he can't do everything, and he will have to work with his teammates to actually, score those goals and actually get those victories, get those points.
Well, he doesn't have Mesut Ozil in this team. Well, he has reasonable. He's got creativity, but how do I explain it? These players aren't the type that slips in a pass like Mesut Ozil. They're very They do the trickery. They do make it runs down the wing and this and that type. They're not really that.
It's different quality players. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's not. Ronaldo. I don't know. The best thing probably him to just play behind the striker, but there's no actual. There hasn't been a dependable striker since the retirement of Paoletta.
I agree. So bottom line is that if he's not on fire, if he suffers some burnout, then really they're gonna struggle, Portugal.
Yeah. No, I mean, without making it too simple, a lot does depend on him. And I know that's stating the obvious, but he needs to score goals. He needs to set up goals. He needs to do a lot. And that's not to disrespect the rest of the team, but it's just not. He doesn't have the strikers that he has at Real Madrid. He doesn't have Mesut Ozil. He doesn't have a lot of things that he would usually have at Real Madrid. So he has to break a responsibility, and I have not seen him perform at that level, at national level. I mean, feel free to prove me wrong, but in this tournament, but
and especially given the fact they're in a tough group.
Oh, of course, yeah, that doesn't help.
It doesn't really help.
That doesn't really help. So
maybe in the other group, you say Portugal got a good chance of getting out.
Yeah.
But in this group, my prediction for Portugal is that they'll get out of the group stage. I mean, that's it. What I mean is that they'll fail to get out of the group stage.
Yeah, no, I have the same prediction. Portugal. Portugal will be disappointing for them because they've made the quarterfinals at least ever since 1996, but this time they won't make the quarterfinals. I don't believe they'll get knocked out of the group stage. Germany and Netherlands just too strong, in my opinion.
I have to go with that.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's Portugal.
Okay, that's Portugal then.